The beginning of the 2025 season has not been very kind to two of the Denver Broncos' big-ticket free agents. Dre Greenlaw has been dealing with a quad injury since July, and he now sits on injured reserve. Evan Engram has been hampered by both calf and back injuries. The latter forced him to miss last week's game against the Los Angeles Chargers. Engram is hoping to finally get back on track. He's in line to play versus the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football, and we're hoping to finally see that chemistry between him and Bo Nix. Thus far, the best play that Evan Engram has made in a Denver Broncos uniform was in a preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals, where he had that 57-yard catch and run. We're hoping to see flashes of that in the regular season. The Broncos need it desperately. Their passing game has been stagnant. They need that easy button, and they need something outside of screens. Right now, screens are their easy button, but a little dump off to Evan Engram, just a quick sit route, just a quick hitch route, a quick slant, whatever it is, just get the ball into Evan Ingram's hands and let him get the ball in space and run after the catch. Evan Engram was brought in here to do that, and injuries have hampered his ability to really get going to start this season. Engram talked about that today. I want to go ahead and bring in this article here from Mike Kliss. He's ready to turn recent adversity into production. Some adversity early on, but life is hard sometimes, Engram said. Adversity hits sometimes. I think we're battling as a team. We're hitting it head on, and even for myself, we're going to continue to battle and look forward to going out there and playing football. Engram has been a full participant in practice this week, so again, he's in line to return against the Cincinnati Bengals. There was risk when the Denver Broncos signed Evan Engram. He's been in the league for 9 years. He's 31 years old. Hopefully, that's not catching up to him like Mike Kliss says in this article. The Broncos signed him to a 2-year, $23 million deal. He came off of a really rough season in Jacksonville last year. He played in only 9 games because of an injury, and he had a career low in yards per reception, 47 catches for just 365 yards and 1 touchdown. Thus far, in a Broncos uniform in the regular season, he's got just 4 catches on 6 targets for 33 yards and has yet to score his first touchdown in the orange and blue. The Broncos are hoping that changes, but he has yet to eclipse his career high in yards per reception since 2018, his second year in the NFL. He had a really strong season in 2023 in terms of yardage, but his yards per reception, again, was down there at 8.4 yards. He's probably not going to get 963 yards this season unless something drastically changes. I'm hoping he gets there. I was thinking that Evan Engram was going to be the Broncos' second leading catcher this year, and unfortunately, it's not seeming like that is going to happen. I also want to talk about Evan Ingram's injury history because, again, that's been an issue for him. Shoulder and hamstring issues last season in Jacksonville. Back injury in 2025 here in Denver, along with the calf injury. We go further back. Calf injury in 2021. Foot injury in 2019, another calf in 2020, 2018, hamstring and knee. So Evan Engram has dealt with some significant injuries throughout the course of his career. The Broncos are hoping that these injuries that he suffered early on here in Denver, those are the only injuries that he's going to have to deal with, and they're hoping that he's going to be a productive player for them as we move on later in the season. And I've talked about, even if Evan Engram isn't getting the football, he still has an impact for the Denver Broncos because opposing defenses don't know how to match up against him. Do they put a nickel on him? Do they put a safety on him? Do they put a linebacker on him? He's not a true inline tight end. I'm not going to beat a dead horse there, but he is an effective player at generating mismatches as that big slot player. I want to see the Broncos do more in terms of maybe lining him up in the backfield at the fullback position. He can get some free releases that way. Just get Evan Ingram the ball in space, let him get those yards after the catch, and I think his overall catch volume will go up. I think his receiving production will go up if we could just force feed him the ball in these short yardage situations and let him run, man. Evan Ingram can still do that. We saw that in the preseason. I saw it in person multiple times at training camp. It's there, but he's got to stay healthy, and we can't have another injury for Evan Ingram as we go throughout the course of the rest of this season. I know things have been really frustrating for Evan Ingram, and I get it, man. I really do, but as we've talked about before on this channel, the Broncos have neglected to address the tight end position in the draft, be it a true traditional inline tight end or a big slot tight end. I will say, they did try in 2022. George Paton did try to draft Greg Dulcich, but the injury-prone player thing kind of has been a problem with George Paton, more so in free agency, Evan Ingram being another example than in the draft, but Greg Dulcich was one of George Paton's bigger draft busts, and it was kind of the same issue as Evan Ingram, where more of a big slot player, not a true inline tight end. Credit where it's due to Evan Ingram. He's a more competent blocker than Greg Dulcich. Dulcich truly was a wide receiver masquerading as a tight end. With Evan Ingram, you can occasionally play him in line, but more often than not, it's a formational tell on offense that he's going to get the football. There are deficiencies in Evan Ingram's game, but once he returns, as long as Sean Payton recognizes what those deficiencies are, and they find creative ways to get him the football at wide receiver, out of the backfield, sometimes in line at tight end, I think that Evan Ingram is still going to be able to have a productive season for the Denver Broncos, but it's all predicated on his health. Alright, Broncos country, let me know in the comments section below. How do you guys feel about Evan Ingram as we head throughout the rest of this season? A, do you think that his health is going to hold up? And B, do you think that the Denver Broncos are going to find effective ways to get him the football? And do you think that he's going to at least somewhat live up to the hype? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well, subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate it. It's not mandatory whatsoever, but if you guys want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping the channel grow, I would really appreciate if you would consider it. The link is in the description below. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.